Yo, what up, friends? There was a huge fight this weekend. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. And boy, oh boy, did we have some controversy. Not sure what happened, about what got his eye. You're going to let us know, but all we know was that someone could have been construed as possibly giving up. Tell the fans more about what happened.
Well, I mean, like everybody saw in the 9th round, there was a jab that hit Gervonta from Lamont the Reaper Roach, and you know, the man took a knee, regardless of Blue Magic, Soul Glow, Just for Me, Pink Moisturizer,
I don't care.
TCB, Sport and Wave, doesn't matter. New Now, doesn't matter what type of hair product he had in his braids, which was debunked by the stylist later on that day. If you take a knee in boxing, if you take a knee, that is a knockdown. There's no way around it. It's a knockdown.
That's it.
It's a knockdown.
That's it.
You cannot take you can't do a Kaepernick and then just chill and get back up. You can't, and also you can't, as a man, Papa Chunyeyo said, you can't go to the corner and get a facial and then come back in the ring. You can't do that. You can't get your face wiped off and then go back into fighting. All right, that doesn't happen in boxing. So the fact there was 2 fouls that happened and there was no, maybe a warning, but no knockdown, no standing eight or anything like that. That's 100% bullshit. Bullshit. Okay.
Now let me follow up on that. You are here because you are the boxing expert insider. Have you ever seen something similar to this in the past?
I've seen people take knees. I mean, when we was on the show with when people take a knee, that's usually
But like not counted a knockdown. Have you ever seen that?
Nah, not that I could. Well, with the Zhang Kabiel fight 2 weeks ago, the ref did kind of jump in like he was gonna call it a knockdown, but then let Zhang recover and get it going.
Right.
And Ernest over there.
But this was like a clear. He went down to one knee. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about, what his intention was. It was to get away from the action for a second.
But 100%. That was a knee. That was a knee. You was down. Should have been a knockdown. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, you can't do that. I don't care if your hair's in the. It's just like in football. I remember when Antonio Gates pulled was it him or Larry Johnson? I pulled Palomalu's hair when it was on a fumble interception, and they pulled his. I think it was
Larry Johnson. I think you're right.
It was Larry Johnson pulled his hair, and they were like, "Oh, you can't." Yes, you can. It's part of the uniform. Okay, so either tuck it in, or you know what I'm saying, or tie a joint in the back. If you got your hair like that, you know what I'm saying. It's tough. You should know the rules. I mean, you're a champion. You're a world champion. You should know better. So the fact he did that, I mean, this ain't the first time. When he fought Mario Barrios, Mayweather actually walked over to the damn corner, was like trying to give them stuff for information from the stands. You can't do that either. You can't just walk over to the corner and start giving them information like that. So it's funny style. It's they letting it slide. He is petitioning to the commission. If they overturn it, that'd be pretty interesting if they overturn it. I doubt they will, but if they overturn that, then you're looking at a 10-8 round, and the way the judges scored that fight, you got Lamont Roach as a champion. He won that fight. So I think it ruined what Tank's next opponent was going to be, because he said his next opponent was in the arena. And process of elimination, Shakur was there. He said he wasn't fighting Shakur, and Shakur was already talking about fighting Ryo. Pitbull Cruz was there. Does anybody want to see him duck a champion to fight him? I doubt it. And one other person they showed, ringside was Jake Paul. Yeah, okay. You kind of, you
got to eliminate who's there and find out kind of who's in the crowd. Now, the WBC president actually came out. I was trying to find the screenshot that I took earlier. Because of the fact that Lamont Roach's camp had filed an appeal with the New York Athletic State Commission over referee Steve Willis's handling of round 9, Roach had Roach had looked to overturn the victory. He was backed up by WBC president earlier today, who said that he thinks that it should be either a loss due to a DQ, excuse me, for taking the knee, or win by points deducted from that round from taking the knee. What do you say about that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm with that 100%. Tank should have lost that fight. And I was at the gym the other day talking to some folks, and a lot of Tank Glazers were like, "Oh, I mean, you got to beat the champion. You got to beat the champion." Well, a champion can't win if you just land one punch in the first round, and another person lands 3. Then you don't win that round. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. Like, Tank woke up around the 5th or 6th round. He turned it on from then on, but styles make fights, and Lamont Roach's style was just Tank couldn't do nothing with it. I think his stature too. He's very broad shoulders with no neck and a big head, so he could slip the punches, and everything Tank was doing, Lamont Roach had an answer to it. Okay, and so I feel like they're gonna have to run this back. I would hope if they ran it back in DC, man, it'd be crazy out there if they did it in DC. But I think they might go to back to the Barclay or maybe Madison Square Garden or maybe even Vegas.
Well, I mean, y'all were talking about how DC would have been the best place for it originally.
Well, I mean, to think about, you can say what you want about Tank. Besides the Ryan fight where they say he did over $1 million, his numbers aren't always, the best ever or top whatever, but he does sell out. Okay, the venue, he does sell out the venue. I'll give him that. Like if it's Vegas, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it's not Vegas, but if it's LA, Atlanta, DC, the Barclays Center, Tank does sell. So he's good at
no matter where he's at, they're gonna draw a crowd.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Cool. Shout out Morning Wombat. Hey, we appreciate you. He's been on every stream since he subbed last week. He says our channel has some of the best content on YouTube, so we appreciate you.
Hey man, I appreciate that, Morning Wombat.
He says Turkey is full of what he's been criticizing. Don't say that too loud. He's been criticizing Steve Willis nonstop on X. He was reading the scorecards to Shiraz's corner. He's in no place to be criticizing poor officiating. What do you say? I agree
100%. I mean, you can criticize Willis for that issue, and I've always doesn't Willis have a either his eye is lazy or no, man, I'm trying to be funny. I think is it a glass eye? I'm sorry, but like one is it's just not all the way there.
It's looking the other way. He's looking at you and me at the same time.
It's like it's it's one of those things. But I mean, Turkey Al Sheikh, he got a little too passionate for Shiraz. He should have sat his butt down over there. But when you're a multi-billionaire, you do kind of do what you want to do. And he's literally Richie Rich or that Richard Pryor movie, The Toy. He could do whatever. He's that rich where he can just do whatever.
Yeah, he's Tony Khan with AEW.
There you go. Yeah, he's Tony Khan with AEW. And side note, the wrestling talk y'all had last, I was like, Jake, shut up. Don't just because you weren't alive for the Hulk Hogan era, don't act like it didn't exist. I'm not going to go into that, but yeah.
The first time we had a conversation about wrestling, him and I, or an argument about it, because we did a segment for Total Evisceration, we got into the same argument. I was like, dude, you're too young. You have no clue.
I don't waste my time.
Morning Wombat also says, Willis was wrong to not score the knockdown, but we also have to hold the Athletic Commission accountable. They need to be more transparent about punishing bad refs for making critical errors. What do you say to that?
Yeah, and that's across the board. Dana White deals with that in the UFC. They have bad refs like Steve Mazzagatti. He wasn't a good ref. Dana White couldn't stand him. Herb Dean. I like Herb Dean, but sometimes Herb Dean will let you get your ass whipped a little too much, before he stops it. So I think that the whole reffing thing is across the board, but I don't think that's controlled by a complete different commission that said who's going to be a ref. If I can ask Josh about that. He knows more about that stuff. But yeah, the reffing, it's the companies can't really pick that stuff. So it's kind of, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place when it comes to that stuff,
Yeah, you're completely right about that. Now, I do have one thing to add to that. I also had another screenshot that I saw earlier and I took. The New York State Athletic Commission had confirmed that there was a technical issue that prevented instant replay from being used to actually address the controversy in real time.
Yes, because you have a multi-million-dollar fighter in there and a multi-million-dollar gate and a second to the Rolling Stones gate record, and for some reason the instant replay doesn't work. Are you kidding me?
The instant replay. That's great. That's
like it's like the Super Bowl. Oh, for some reason, you know, sometimes the goalpost is going all the way up for some reason, but it's a Super Bowl. It doesn't. How did that stuff like that just should not happen? Okay, like you have a person to check, triple check, quadruple check things for big events. Okay, you don't just wake up and go, oh, there's a fight today. Oh, let's go dust off the old machine and get it go. What are they doing up there? Okay, I'm gonna have to go up there and body. Somebody might need a power bomb or F5 up there. That don't make no sense.
No, that is ridiculous. That is definitely a wild excuse to use. And like you said, such a big event with so much on the line and so much money invested.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I tell you.
Subscribe on YouTube at Ball and Buds for sports and entertainment live streams and videos. Boom.